We are live. Welcome everyone to NoDQ.com's live predictions video for AEW Revolution 2026. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. I have the NoDQ panel tonight to discuss the first AEW event of 2026 on pay-per-view. Let's go around and get everyone's thoughts on this show. Revolution will be taking place once again, just like last year, at the Crypto.com Arena. I hate to say that. I miss the Staples Center. Crypto Arena. We have Uthman joining us tonight. Uthman, welcome to the panel. What are your thoughts on this first pay-per-view of the year from AEW in Los Angeles, California? Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Aaron. Gentlemen, it's always fun to see you awesome manly men on these predictions. I'm with you, Aaron. The Crypto.com is just a stupid name. Long story short, Citi Field, the home of my Mets, their naming rights are up this year. And so on Talk Radio, they were talking about that. How crazy will that get? Hopefully Citibank renews it, keep it Citi Field, or let the new owners buy the rights to call it Shea Stadium again. But yeah, naming rights are getting ridiculous. You got Crypto.com, Little Caesars Arena, anyway. But as far as the pay-per-view goes, it's AEW, so the needle for me in the Uthman household is usually excitement. I'm at a 7.5 right now. AEW kind of fumbled the ball last night to get me for the go-home show, but overall, the excitement's there. I'm excited for the main event, the title match, and there's one match we'll talk about today that I think is going to be either the match of the night or the match of the night part 2 or point 2, I should say. That might be the one that'll catch people off guard, but it's looking good. Yes, it's AEW. Yes, there are 12 matches, but hey, Tony Khan's giving us our money's worth, I guess. Better than 4 matches and paying $49,000 for 2 tickets, but whatever. But I'm excited to join you men to talk about it. So always excited to talk about some professional lucha libre with everybody.
All right. Thank you for that. Oof. Pasta 1169 gives it a 9. That's pretty high for Revolution. It is a strong card on paper, although again, 12 matches, 13, whatever it is, it's a lot. Dave, I'll throw it over to you. How are you feeling about this show on a scale of 1 to 10? Mike.
Botch, thank you for having me. I want to say hi to 2 of my 3 Florida brothers and Uthman up in New Jersey, and we know the build up to these shows with AEW are normally not that great, and it was with that press conference last night. It wasn't, but I'm thinking it's going to be at least a 7 because I think that they're gonna come through. I think there's some good matches scheduled, and it should be a fun night long, but hopefully a couple of these matches will be 20, 30 minutes, and it should be. I think it'll be a good 7.
All right, fair enough. I'm leaning towards a 7 as well, just because the show is so long, but I do think it's going to be a really good one. Some match of the year contenders here. Dwayne, we're going to go over to you next. How are you feeling about this Revolution card for 2026?
About the same, really. The build-up hasn't been that great, but the show always delivers as well. I will be purchasing my first AEW pay-per-view for a while, so I'm kind of pumped up for it, and I'm looking forward to it as well. Not looking forward to probably a 5-hour show, but you know what? It like they said, we're getting our money's worth out of it. It's great, so I'm looking forward to it. And it's great to see everybody again.
All right. Thank you for that, Dwayne. And Matthew, I'll throw it over to you now. Some people have accused you of being an AEW hate watcher. I know you're very opinionated. So how are you feeling about this card? How do you sum it up?
I mean, it's pretty much like Dwayne and Dave said, it's going to be a good show. AEW does put on good pay-per-views. They're just too damn long, and there's a lot of matches that probably don't need to be on the card. They could be on Collision or on Dynamite, but they do deliver the shows. And, the more people dislike my opinions, the more that it just makes me smile because I'm honest with my opinions. And, you don't like it. Well, I'm here to be kind of the voice of reason for, because I will give my opinion when WWE does bad, justice for Drew, and when, AEW does bad, the press conference. So, and of course, we've also seen that both shows like Masked Men. So, but yeah, I'd say I'm about a 7.
All right. Well, 7's good. 7 is totally reasonable, and that's what I'm going with as well. I think it'll be a great show. They never miss when it comes to pay-per-views. I just wish they were shorter and started a little bit earlier. But Tony Khan will never listen. He will never take my advice because he's a billionaire and he knows what he's doing, and I don't know Jack. So it is what it is. All right, guys, we're gonna get to the show. We have the 0 hour now. I figured we would just skip over the Ricochet thing. I will mention it here. Ricochet is going to be in a battle royal, 21-man Blackjack battle royal for his national title. And the only other person that we know is in it is Ciampa. Most likely it will be all the guys that don't have a match on the card. I don't really care about this one, and I feel like it's hard to make a prediction when we really don't know all of the participants. And who knows, they might have some random person debut in the match and win the whole thing. So I'll say Ricochet retains or Ciampa wins, one of those two. But I really feel like the title was created just to give Ricochet something to do. So when we get to this next match, if you guys want to throw in your pick for the Battle Royal, feel free to, or you could just skip over it, whatever suits you best. But let's get to the other match. The reason we'll talk about this one is because it ties in with a match that's actually on the card. So Willow Nightingale and the newcomer Lena Kross are pulling double duty in Los Angeles. Willow will be defending her TBS championship against Lena Kross. And then during the main card, we have the tag team titles. Willow and Harley Cameron defending against Megan Bayne and Lena Kross for the tag team titles. We'll go ahead and do our predictions for both of these matches since they could potentially tie in together. In my opinion, I feel like Willow will win one match and lose the other one, and she's not going to leave with both sets of titles. But we'll go ahead around and get everyone's thoughts. And again, you can also throw in your opinion on the Ricochet match if you want. If not, doesn't matter. Dwayne, I will start with you on this one. Your thoughts on the Willow matches for Revolution.
Really not much to say. I kind of agree with you. I don't see her walk away with both titles. With the TBS title being on the pre-show, I'm going with her to retain that one as well. But probably since they've had the titles for a minute, crowds have gotten used to see it. They've got great women tag teams out there. I'm going to say the heels are going to win the tag team titles in that match.
I agree with you, Dwayne. I say Willow retains on the pre-show. If we're going to get a title change, I feel like it's more likely for the main card. So Willow wins, and then Babes of Wrath will lose the tag team titles to Megan Bayne and Lena Kross. Chat room, let us know your thoughts on these matches. Matthew, what do you think? We'll go to you next.
Well, first off, I'm kind of in agreement. It's either going to be Ricochet or I'm thinking Jack Perry's going to win because Perry has had Ricochet's number. But really, I don't care for either wrestler, so I'll leave it at that. As for this, Willow's, I don't know much about Lena Kross, but I've heard she's really good. But yeah, I don't think she's even had a match yet in AEW, unless maybe it's been on Collision. But Willow's going to retain the TBS title. But sadly, I think the Babes of Wrath time as tag champions is over, which is kind of sad because it feels like they've lost more as champions than they've won. I also feel like Mega Bad, which I'm sorry is still a terrible tag team name, was going to win, 2 weeks ago? But Penelope got hurt. So now they're just holding off now. But yeah, we will see new tag champions. I just kind of feel bad because, like I said, it feels like Willow and Harley have lost more than they've won as champions. And what will they do with Harley now? Will she and Willow still be a team? Or is she going to start hanging out with the Inspirations or something? I don't know. So I'm kind of curious where that goes. But yeah, new tag champs. Willow retains her TBS title.
All right. Thank you for that, Matthew. Oofman, we'll go to you next with your thoughts on these matches. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, real fast, Matthew. When commentators don't like what you're saying, tell them what my dad used to say. If you don't like it, put some sugar on it. So anyway, moving on. I agree with everybody. Yeah, Willow will retain. Lena Kross. Yeah, I've seen some things of her online. She is a great wrestler. She just debuted, but then again, there is that little spark where Ciampa also debuted his first match. He won the TNT title. However, in this case, I don't think Lena, she's going to win. She's not going to beat Willow because, like you said, it affects the other match. So, yes, Willow will retain the TBS title. And like we've said, had Penelope Ford not gotten injured, maybe her and Megan would have won the titles on that Dynamite, and we wouldn't be even talking about it right now. Maybe it'd be them two ladies versus another female tag team. But, yes, either after the match, Lena attacks Willow, and Willow goes into the tag match, not 100%, but yes, Megan Bayne and Lena Kross will be the new women's tag team champions. And I too am fearful more for Harley, like what will happen with her, because Willow will still have the TBS title. She'll be going defending it. Will they remain partners? Will the typical heel turn happen where now Harley gets jealous of Willow and maybe she's her next opponent, maybe at Dynasty? Who knows? So I'm a little worried about Harley's future. I think she'll do great because she's an amazing talent. She's gorgeous. She's very talented. She can sing. She can do anything. As you see, if you follow her on Instagram, please follow her on Instagram. So I'm just really worried for Harley, but Willow will be fine. So yes, Willow retains the TBS title and new women's tag team champions in the main card.
All right, thank you for that, Oofman. Dave, you're up next. I might hear something in the background. I'm not sure, but go ahead, Dave. Make sure your mic's on. Looks like it's on.
Yeah, I'm going to keep myself muted when I'm not talking. As an old saying, we killed two birds with one stone. I totally agree with everybody. I think the championship doesn't change hands in a pre-show. If that's going to happen, it's going to be on the main show. And as Oofman said, I hope something's done with Harley. I don't want her going back to just a comedy act. I hope she is used because she has a lot of talent. And as far as Ricochet, for the championship, no one cares about Ricochet. Is probably going to retain.
All right, thank you for that, Dave. We'll move on here now to the next match on the main card. We have a trios match. We have Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin going up against the Dogs. We got Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, and David Finlay, who recently joined AEW. Now, this past Wednesday on Dynamite, we had a tag match where the Dogs were victorious after Clark Connors interfered, and then Roderick Strong aligned with Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. So, considering the heels won on Dynamite, my basic logic is that the good guys will pick up the win on this one. So I'll go with the good guys, unless some of you think that maybe Roderick Strong is swerving and he's going heel. Let me hear what everybody thinks. I'll pick the good guys for this one just because of what happened on Dynamite. Dave, I'll go right back to you on this one. What are your thoughts on this match? Mike.
I do think, even though the Dogs got the upper hand, I think it's Finley's first match. I think if they're going to do any kind of pushing with him, he's got to win his first match. And I do think it's Roderick. He kind of faked going bad and then is feigning a face, but he's been teasing that heel turn. I think, Aaron, you had it right on the dot. I think there's going to be a swerve with him, and I think the heels are winning this match.
All right, so you're going against me because I'm picking the faces, even though I could see the Roderick Strong heel turn. But I may change my mind if you guys persuade me. Oofman, you're one to persuade people, so I'll go ahead with you next and get your thoughts. Go ahead.
Even though you're using wrestling logic at its best, Aaron, I'm actually going to go differently because now the trio Dogs, I guess, are debuting together, and you got to, if you want to establish them as a force to be reckoned with, you got to give them the win here. So I'm picking the Dogs to win. the faces can afford the loss. Darby is always hot. Orange Cassidy's always gets a pop, and that's pretty much it for that side. But for this case, I think if you want to keep them strong, you got to get them the win, have the trios, have the dogs win this match, and then go from there. We're seeing factions in both companies now, in the big companies, and so here's another one. I'm not too crazy about the name, the dogs. Okay, woof woof, but whatever. But if you want to establish them as a force to be reckoned with, like I said, if you want to make them a good competitor to maybe the other stables and all that, and the other teams in AEW, have them win. It should be a good match. I'm sure Darby's going to do something insane, but I give the win here. I'm going to go with the heels winning this match.
All right. Do you think there's a Roderick Strong turn? Yes or no?
I'm gonna go with no. I say it'll be a fun match. It'll be still a fun match, but maybe not. I'm gonna go with no.
All right. Well, see, that's the only way I can see the heels winning this after Dynamite. But Dwayne, we'll go over to you next. What are your thoughts? Persuade me.
Okay. Roderick Strong's putting the match to take the pinfall. I'm going with the heels to win this one as well.
All right. I might be the only person going with the good guys. All right. Matthew, go ahead.
I mean, the dogs are Tony's new toy. I don't see them losing their first pay-per-view match, and as much as he has a love for Black and Gold NXT, he has a bigger love for New Japan. And I know they were, I guess, the War Dogs in New Japan, so that's why they're the dogs now. But yeah, I think Roddy is either going to take the pin or he's going to end up walking out on Pockets and Darby. But yeah, the heels win. And what's next? The Crazy Cats. I mean, we got the Brawling Birds, the dogs. I'm waiting for the Crazy Cats.
What about the Dirty Dogs?
Well, we had those. That was Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I think you're in the minority on this one. The baby faces are
dirty dogs with a Z. How's that? It's different.
That would be a Vince move right there. Call them the Dirty Dogs with a Z to give them attitude. Anyways, I'm just going to stick with the good guys and be the odd man out. You guys didn't persuade me enough. But if the bad guys win, I wouldn't be shocked at all. This one, I think, is very much a coin flip. All right, let's get to the next match. We'll move on here to a singles match. We got Bandido going one-on-one with Andrade El Idolo. This should be a fun lucha match with good lucha things. I mean, Bandido had a great 2025, and Andrade has been tearing it up since coming back to AEW, so he's motivated. I mean, this could potentially be a match of the night contender here with these guys. This may be the sleeper match of the evening, and it's in LA, too, in Southern California. I'm thinking this is going to be a hot one. Even though Bandido's been on a bit of a run, the thing is, Andrade just came back. He's on a bit of a heater right now, so I'm going to say Andrade wins this one, but this is another one where I could flip a coin. I could see either guy winning. Matthew, let's go back to you on this one and get your thoughts. Let's see if everybody picks Bandido but me. Go ahead.
I mean, I kind of agree. I think Andrade's going to win this one. He, seems to be happy, at least where he is right now. So, and Don Callis said that, he wants gold for all of the champions. So I think this is probably going to end up being Andrade beats Bandido, and then it's probably going to lead to a rematch at the next pay-per-view where he'll win the ROH title from him. But yeah, I think Andrade is going to win this one because got to give the Don Callis family circus, all the gold now.
All right. Thank you for that, Matthew. Dwayne, let's go over to you now. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm really kind of torn because both of y'all made good arguments on this one. This is probably one match that I'm looking forward to seeing the most because they're going to bring the best out of both of them as well. And both of them are kind of like red hot right now, so you don't really know exactly what direction Tony Khan's going to go with it. But I'm going to go with kind of like what I feel what Matthew said as well, that they're pushing to get gold in Don Callis' family. So the only way I can see them doing that is having Andrade beat Bandido and then possibly challenge him for the belt. Probably on the next episode of Dynamite or probably the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view, whatever they have as well. So I'm going to go with Andrade for the win.
All right. Thank you for that. And now we'll throw it over to Oofman. Go ahead.
So this is the match I alluded to earlier. This is what I think will be the sleeper match and possible contender for match of the night. I already can hear the AEW haters out there. Where's the story? Where's the hype? Bandido wanted a fight, and look who answered the challenge, Andrade. We know what Bandido can do. We've seen him, he can do. We know what Andrade, when motivated, can do. This will be, yes, again, like I said, the match of the night or the fighting for match of the night. You're going to see, I said it earlier, you're going to see Lucha Libre at its best. You said it, Aaron? Yeah, we are going to see Lucha Libre at its best. Two great competitors, two that are on fire. And I'm going to go with Andrade to get him the win. Like you said, the Don Callis family wants gold. I don't know if it'll be on an AEW pay-per-view or the next ROH one, but yeah, obviously anytime a champion is pinned in a non-title match or the belt's just not on the line, period, just a one-on-one match like this one, yes, Andrade should be number one contender to the ROH championship. So whether it be a Dynasty or ROH's next pay-per-view, it should lead to Andrade getting a title match. So Andrade takes the win. And again, watch this. This is the match that, again, I think will steal the night. And I saw somebody in the chat said it should start the match. I don't know about that. We'll see.
All right, losing your lighting there, Oof. Dave, you're up. Your thoughts, and make sure your mic's on. Go ahead.
Well, Oofman, I don't think that will be the sleeper match from the night. I know it will be. And I like Story as much as the next guy, but these two guys are great wrestlers, and I really like Bandido, but I really like Andrade too. And I do think I wish and I hope that he gets away from the Callis family, because Andrade is a good wrestler, and I think he could be all right on his own. But I think Andrade is winning this match too.
All right, thank you for that, Dave. And that sums it up for that match. We'll go ahead and move on to the next one. We got Swerve Strickland one-on-one with Brody King, who is the most dangerous man in AEW. Now, on Dynamite, we had a confrontation with these guys. Strickland tried to choke out Brody. Brody broke the chains and then was choking out Swerve, only for Prince Nana to save Swerve. What do you guys think will happen in this one? We will go over to Dwayne. We'll start with you on this. What are your thoughts? Go ahead, Dwayne.
On paper, it looks like it's kind of easy one to pick, but it's not. I think they're really giving Brody King a hell of a push right now. I think they're just wanting to try to see who's going to beat the hell out of each other the most. I think probably future reference, I see this in becoming a chain match somewhere down the line as well. So I just don't see how they can pit Swerve losing after he just turned heel on Kenny Omega. But I don't want to see Brody King lose as well either. I think really, if anything, it's going to elevate him more in this feud as well. They're going to show just how dangerous he is as well, kind of like they did with Swerve and Hangman a couple years back. Really, it's just going to be a dangerous match. I just hope we don't see any damn syringes and staples and all this in that match as well. But there's going to be blood. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going at it. I'm going to go Swerve for the win.
I agree with you. Swerve wins this one. Remember, he's coming off a big loss, and so is Brody King for that matter. But I feel like they're going to keep Swerve up towards the top. Brody King is kind of just there in the middle, maybe working his way up, but I'll believe he'll stay in that mid-level. So, yeah, Swerve wins this one. Oof, we'll go over to you next. What are your thoughts?
Here's where I'm going to use wrestling logic that you used earlier, Aaron, after what we saw on Wednesday. Right. Swerve's got to get the win. He's on a mission to remove anybody out of his way that's stopping him from getting back to the AEW title. right now Brody King is that obstacle right now at the moment. So it should be a fun match. I'm with Dwayne. I hope it's a one-on-one match. There will be weapons. We'll sneak in here. I don't think it's a no DQ match. I think it's just a regular wrestling match. But there'll be some quote unquote toys being played. But hopefully, like you said, no syringes, no nothing like that. And should be a good fight. The crowd will be hot for it because these two guys want to fight. Brody King, his promos have been great. Passionate, calling him out on calling Swerve out. And Swerve being the sneaky heel that he is, again, should be a really good match. Again, could be another title contender for match of the night. I still have Bandido Andrade first, and this possibly could be second behind it. These two guys want to fight. They can fight, and they're going to give us a good show on Saturday. But at the end, Swerve Strickland gets the win.
All right, 3 for Swerve. Dave, what are your thoughts? Mike?
Well, as we would say with Sheamus, this is going to be a banger. And I'm with Uthman on this too. I'm going to go back to Wrestling 101 here. With Brody getting the upper hand last night, I kind of think Swerve's winning. I don't think Swerve can lose at this point because he's still in that championship picture that he was tied up in with Hangman and everybody. So I don't think he's going anywhere. And unfortunately, it's not Brody's time yet to be in that mix. He just had his match with MJF. I think this is definitely going to be a Swerve win, and it's going to get a little bit, it may get a little gory in this match, depending on if there's any stipulations. I know you thought it was a regular match, but if it is, it shouldn't, but there probably will be blood when you have Swerve around. So he's kind of like Moxley with these type of matches. There's blood usually somewhere.
Now, Pasta in the chat room brought up how it's in Los Angeles, which is Brody King's hometown. Brody King from Van Nuys, which is a suburb of Los Angeles in the San Fernando Valley. So he is basically the hometown guy. Matthew, do you think that will play any role in this? I mean, we're all going with Swerve, but it is Brody King's backyard. So what do you think?
I mean, Dwayne put it pretty good. Swerve just turned heel. You don't want your big main event heel besides MJF to lose his first match as a heel since the turn. So yeah, it's going to be a hellish match. There's probably going to be a chain involved. But yeah, it's going to be one of the rare times where Tony Khan books the hometown hero to lose. But yeah, and then it might set up Bandido versus Swerve at some point. I'm also curious, are we going to hear the chants? Because I still feel, unfortunately, that's more why people go to see Brody King is to do the chants. And then this is probably going to be one of 3 matches where we're going to get blood in it. At least.
At least 3.
Yep.
If not more. All right, let's move on to the next match. We got the AEW Women's Brawl, where everybody is banned from ringside. I'm not sure if there's an official name for the match, but everyone's banned from ringside. Timeless Toni Storm versus Marina Shafir. I don't have too much to say about this one. I think Toni Storm wins it. She's not in the title picture right now, so you got to keep her strong while she's out of it. I say it's an easy win for her over Marina. Should be good, but beyond that, don't really have much else to say on it. So, Dave, we'll go over to you. What are your thoughts, Mike?
I agree with you, Aaron. Toni seems a little bit cold lately, other than the Orange Cassidy stuff, but I think she's definitely going to go over Shafir here.
All right, thank you for that. Short and sweet. Uthman, you got a short and sweet answer for us? Go ahead.
My timeless Toni Storm will win.
All right, there you go. That puts it very bluntly. Matthew, what are your thoughts?
Well, one thing is last time they had an everyone banned match involving the Dork Riders, everybody still got involved. So that was when Darby returned and, attacked everybody. So somebody's going to get involved, but yeah, Toni's going to win. I'm sure Mina's probably going to show up to help her. I'm sorry. I don't see Marina Shafir as someone that wins matches. She's just there to put people over and kind of look intimidating for the dork writers when, she's the most intimidating one besides Claudio. But yeah, Tony wins.
All right. And Dwayne, we'll throw it over to you.
I'm going to hate myself for this.
Uh-oh.
The one time I'm betting against Toni Storm, I think this is going to be a match where she's going to avenge Wheeler Yuta getting his head shaved somehow.
Oh.
But then also, I think y'all brought up Mina Shirakawa. I think Mina Shirakawa is going to accidentally cost her the match. I'm going with Marina Shafir for this one.
Oh, wow. All right. There you go. Dwayne with a bold prediction. I like it. Changing things up here a little bit. We'll see what happens. Whenever they say everybody's banned from ringside, you always have to wonder, well, what's the catch? We'll find out this Sunday at Revolution. All right, next up, we have the AEW Tag Team titles up for grabs. We have FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, defending against Matthew's favorite team, the Young Bucks. He likes to call them Rod and Todd Flanders. So let's go ahead and get everybody's thoughts on this one. You think back to the pandemic when FTR first came to AEW, they teased something with the Young Bucks, and they've been going at it for years now. And now they're back at it in Los Angeles. I mean, should be a fantastic tag team match. You know what you're getting with these guys, so expect that, and probably even more so because it is Southern California, pretty close to where the Bucks grew up in Rancho Cucamonga, California. So, they're going to go all out at Revolution. Let's get everyone's thoughts on this one. Oof, we'll start with you. What are your opinions on this match, and who do you think will walk out with the titles?
Well, first off, shout out to Rancho Cucamonga. I was there many, many years ago. Gorgeous city, beautiful place. So everybody there, hello. As far as this match goes, like you said, a long history with FTR and the Buckaroonies. But I'm going to go with them winning the tag titles because I think, here's a wild, bold prediction. I think Mr. Copeland and Mr. Christian will show up to distract FTR and help the Buckaroonies win the tag titles and make Matthew so happy. But they will win the tag titles, so we will eventually have FTR and Edge and Christian. Let's just go with Edge and Christian at a match, probably at Dynasty, and maybe the belts aren't needed, and that feud, and then maybe the match that we finally get are the Buckaroonies versus Copeland and Cage for the tag titles. You have the faces versus faces in a tag match, and finally Tony Khan gets his wish of seeing Copeland and Christian tag team champions, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for this Sunday, I say the Buckaroonies are the new AEW tag team champions because of Adam Copeland and Christian Cage coming out distracting FTR.
Now, see, I figured Adam Copeland and Christian would be coming back and going for FTR in a title match. That was my initial thought process.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah. On Dynamite,
I was with you there.
The Bucks lost that match, and I'm going with that logic again. So I'm not really sure on this. I mean, I feel like the end game should be FTR dropping the titles to Cope and Christian, heel versus face match. There's that history. That's the match. If you're going to have Copeland and Christian win the tag titles, I think that's the match you have to do. So I'm very torn on this one. Like this one, I really could go either way. So I need some other opinions before I go. Matthew, I'll throw it over to you now. I know you love the Young Bucks, Rod and Todd. You're so excited to see them win the titles potentially. What are your thoughts?
I mean, you made a good point. If Copeland and Christian are not going to either show up at the end of the match or get involved, what are we doing? I thought that's what we were setting up, and it's been what now? 6 months?
Yeah, it's been months. It's been a while.
It feels like a year now since that match happened. So FTR I think FTR has to retain. I mean, I will always be happy if Rod and Todd lose. And of course, hold on. Yeah, this will be the greatest tag match of all time. My beloved God. Yeah, it will be a great 5-star match. But yeah, I think FTR has to win, and the Bucks can. They've actually lost quite a lot lately, but I think, I mean, if we're not getting Copeland and Christian, then they're going to win. But we have to be getting Copeland and Christian versus FTR. That seems like the game plan. If not, then somebody needs to say, hey, something has happened to where this match is not happening. But yeah, FTR. Right now, FTR should be retaining.
All right. Thank you for that, Matthew. Dwayne, we'll go over to you next. What are your thoughts on this one? Go ahead.
Interesting put. Oh, boy. Usos versus FTR is basically AEW's version of New Day versus the Usos. 10,000 matches, and not one of them was bad, in my opinion. So I agree. I was going along with the concept that there's going to be a catch somewhere between how this match is going to end, and I kind of go with it. I don't think they're going to go Hometown Boys winning the tag team titles for a record 4 times, 5 times. I haven't lost count. They've held them so many times. I'm going with it. I'm saying FTR retains. We're going to get Edge and Christian down the line somewhere, somehow.
All right, Dave, we'll throw it over to you now.
I'm going to be the opposite of Dwayne and Matthew, and I'm going to be with you guys because I kind of think I'll believe it when we see Edge and Christian, because that's how I think of them too, Hoofman. I'll believe it when I see it, and I think if they're not showing up, I think that, and we're not getting that title match with FTR, I think the Bucks are winning this, and I don't think anybody's going to run in. I don't believe Edge and Christian will be there, so I think it's going to be the Bucks winning and getting the title.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very torn. Now, the only thing, though, is whoa. The next show is Dynasty, and it's in Vancouver, British Columbia. So you have to think Edge and Christian are coming back soon. I am hearing something in the background. Somebody's TV, Dave.
Could be.
So weird. Okay. Anybody else hearing that? All right, now it's gone. All right, there we go. Thank you, Dave.
It was my bird. My bird was flapping his wings in the background.
Nice. I am going to go with, I'm flipping a coin here. I'll go ahead and say that FTR retain. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage will return, and they'll have the title match at Dynasty. But if the Bucks win, would not shock me at all. Wouldn't shock me at all if we don't even get a follow-up with Edge and Christian at this point, because so much time has passed. The only thing, though, is that maybe they were waiting for Dynasty, since Dynasty is in Vancouver. You would think that that's where it's going to happen. So I'll say FTR retains. I think if it was me, I'd have FTR retain and face Edge and Christian for the titles at Dynasty. But maybe they do a 3-way or something. Like Oof said, maybe we get the interference from Edge and Christian, and then they do a 3-way match, like a ladder match at something at Dynasty. So it could go either way. This one I'm not sure of, but I'll go ahead and say the champs retain and be on the conservative side. All right, we got some more matches here. We got 4 left, I believe. Next up, we have another 6-man trios match. We got the Don Callis family. We got Kyle Fletcher, what title is that? TNT title. We got Okada, who's got the international title. We got Mark Davis that has, they're the trios champions. So they got the trios titles, but we know they have the other titles too. It is a trios title match. Davis, Fletcher, and Okada going up against Místico and Jet Speed. Místico, special guest from CMLL. I don't see a title change, though. We just had new champions crowned not too long ago, so bad guys will retain. Again, it's in LA, so I'm sure Místico will be very over in Los Angeles, and it should be a hell of a match. Should be a lot of fun. You got Okada out there, so you know it's going to be intense, and you got Fletcher out there. You know it's going to be very athletic, so yeah, should be a fun one. But yeah, bad guys will win. Matthew, we'll go to you. What are your thoughts?
I mean, this is going to be another Meltzer favorite match. But yeah, like you said, bad guys just won. I'm sure, once again, Kevin Knight is going to eat the pin as well, because that seems to be what he does. But yeah, they just won the Trios champions. And I am a little curious, Don Callis wants all of the Don Callis family circus to win gold, but then why didn't you put the Trios titles on Jobber Alexander, Lance Archer, and Davis or something like that? Why did Okada and Fletcher have to be 2-time champions? But, that's just a personal gripe. But yeah, the heels will retain.
All right. Thank you for that, Matthew. We'll go over to Oof now. Oof, what are your thoughts?
Well, one answer for Matthew is for Okada to have 2 belts, just to rub it in front of Takeshita's face that he's got 2 belts and he's got 0. Anywho, on that note, are we really going to take away Mark Davis's only gold? No, the heels will win this match. That's my prediction.
All right. Appreciate that, Oof. Short and sweet. Dave, what are your thoughts?
Heels definitely winning. And not only Okada has 2 belts, but Kyle also. And to answer Matthew, dissension. The word of the day, dissension at one point or another, because there's so many people in that family. And people are going to get mad. He has 2 belts. You haven't got me 1 yet, Callis. You may have a split. Like, hopefully they don't do the NWO with the Callis family and have half of them fighting against each other.
All right.
But the bad guys are keeping the titles. They just got them, like everybody's saying.
All right. It's unanimous up to this point, but we still got Dwayne. So, Dwayne, go ahead.
Oh, man, I'm really torn on this match. Let's see. It could go either way. Just kidding. Heels, excuse me. Heels are retaining.
All right. Get some water there, Dwayne. I know this is an exciting card, but, I don't want you choking to death here, so make sure you get some
Dwayne's
water.
looking forward to this match of all of them.
Oh, yeah. It's a Meltzer 5-star.
Next up, we got the AEW Women's Championship, 2 out of 3 falls on a 12-match card. We got a 2 out of 3 falls match. What the hell? We got Thekla versus Kris Statlander, who is the former champion. I guess we're going to predict who wins each fall. I mean, normally it's 1 and 1, and then they do the third fall. Very rarely do we get 2 in a row, but let's go around and see if anybody thinks there will be 2 in a row. Matthew, we'll go to you first. What are your thoughts?
I'm not sure how many falls, but I don't see Thekla losing this soon. I love Statlander. I still kind of feel that her win her loss kind of felt off anyways. She beat Tony, she beat Mercedes, and then she just lost to Thekla. Sure, it was 3v1, but yeah, Tekla's probably going to retain thanks to the numbers game. And I don't know if this will end up with the return of a certain spoiled diva. But maybe not, because I think she has a couple title matches in the UK this weekend. But yeah, Tekla's going to win, and eventually we're probably going to end up getting Thekla versus Mercedes. God help us all.
All right. I could see Matthew's thrilled about that. It's the Bucks and Mercedes, Matthew's favorite acts in AEW. All right, Dave, we'll go over to you next and get your thoughts. Microphone.
Thekla is not losing this quick. She's definitely winning. And to answer the first question, Aaron, we're definitely having three matches here. There's no way they're going to do a 2 and out. It's going to be 3. And God help us with this long match card. This could be long. But hopefully maybe that first fall will be quick, and then you'll have 2 midway matches to end it. But Tekla's getting it in the end, and she'll probably get some help, I have a feeling, too.
All right. Thank you for that, Dave. Oof, we'll go to you next. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love me some Kris Statlander, but Thekla just got just got the title. This is a big big defense for her, even though she defended it against my other girl, Thunder Rosa. Should be a good match, but yeah, I think we're gonna go, since this is Tony Khan, this is AEW, and it's a pay-per-view. We're gonna get the 3 falls. I say it goes Thekla, Kris, and then Thekla gets the win. I think the shenanigans happen in the 3rd fall, where everybody comes out. My girl, Sky Blue, will come out. And then maybe for Kris Statlander, maybe Thunder Rosa comes out as well. She's got friends as well. Maybe Willow comes out. Who knows? But the shenanigans will happen in the 3rd fall. And Thekla will retain. And a certain diva is not going to come back till a certain diva drops all of those other belts. And then, yes, we will get the women's dream match of Matthew's dreams of Thekla versus Mercedes later on, maybe All In. But yeah, Thekla will retain. Hopefully, yes, it's going to be a bit dragging being 3 matches, but I hope it's entertaining. At least gives our attention is watching the match, and hopefully it'll be enjoyable. But let's keep an eye on that 3rd match, because like I said, that's where all the shenanigans are going to happen, all the interferences, the kitchen sink will be thrown in as well. But right. Thekla will retain.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, and now we'll head over to Dwayne. Dwayne, give us your thoughts. I say Thekla wins 1st fall, Kris wins 2nd fall, and then Thekla wins 3rd to retain the title. What do you think?
Either way, she's keeping the belt, but I've got to admit, this chick here is really growing on me. Her matches are just great, and I've probably watched that strap match they've had 3 or 4 times. It was just, to me, phenomenal as well. I never knew who she was until they brought her in as well, other than what the name was. But she's good. I'm really enjoying it. I think she's going to be a big deal in the future going forward, but I don't see her losing this title this quick, even though it's very hard to bet against Kris Statlander as well. I'm a huge Kris Statlander fan as well, and she's really come a long way since her AEW started. So it's going to be, I think Kris will probably win the 1st match, and Thekla will probably win the next 2 as well. Either way, she's walking out with the title.
All right, thank you for that. Appreciate it. We have just, I believe, 2 matches left, so we've been moving through this at a fairly steady pace. Let's go ahead and get to the next match, which is for the Continental Championship, Jon Moxley versus Takeshita. Now, these two have some history going back to that Continental Classic. Moxley has been on a bit of a roll now. However, the Death Riders did lose on Dynamite, and Takeshita had the chance to attack Moxley with a chair, but decided not to. He wanted to beat Moxley at 100%, and I think that will probably come back to bite Takeshita. He could have done it the right way, or could have done it the wrong way, and it's going to come back to bite him. So I'm going to say Moxley retains. Moxley's almost like Roman Reigns. It's hard to bet against him because he is Jon Moxley. You could say Takeshita should have a singles title at some point, but I still think something's going to happen with Okada. They've been teasing that forever now. And, the whole idea that they have titles and he doesn't would seem to lead to an eventual breakup. But I mean, I'm really waiting for that split for Takeshita to leave. If he wins the title, I don't really see him leaving the group. So I feel like he's got to lose here, and that's going to continue to build the tension. So could be match of the year, could be match of the night easily. What do you guys think? I'm going to say Moxley retains. Oof, we'll go right back to you. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, it goes back to what I said about Okada teasing Takeshita. If that trios match, which I think will happen before this match, the Don Callis family will be backstage celebrating. Maybe right before this match is the trios match, and Takeshita has his gear on, is about to hit the ring, and he comes into the Don Callis family that's celebrating. He sees Okada with the 2 belts. Okada will rub it in his face again that he's got 2 and he's got none. But this match will be one of the bangers of the night. But I'm going to say Takeshita wins the title here, the Continental title, and they're going to slowly but surely burn this storyline. And I think we will get finally Okada versus Takeshita at All In for the Unified Championship, which, by the way, the replica is on sale and it is gorgeous. I know something about replica belts, but I saw that replica belt of the Unified Championship and that thing looks beautiful. So that guy will make his return at All In, where we finally will see Okada versus Takeshita. But again, like I said, Okada's going to rub it in all night in his face. And now, again, we'll have a segment backstage. There's Takeshita holding the Continental title. And oh, there comes Okada. And the crowd's going to eat. We're all going to eat it up. But Tony Khan's going to make us wait. But for now, it's going to be a good match. Moxley's going to be Moxley, do his thing. And yes, we will have a new Continental champion. And that man will be Takeshita.
All right. Dave, we'll throw it over to you now. Go ahead and turn your mic on.
Hoofman took every word out of my mouth there. I exactly think 100%. Just what he said. This is leading to the unification belt of with them going finally against each other. Even though he's technically with he's still technically with the Callis family, so Callis would get another gold in this stable at this point. But it is going to go ahead and lead to finally the confrontation we've been waiting for a long, long time.
All right, thank you for that, Dave. Dwayne, you're up next. Go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Pretty much agree with what Hoofman and Dave said as well. I already predicted Moxley would lose this match anyway. Kind of second-guessed myself after watching Dynamite, but you know what? I still say this is leading down towards Takeshita and Okada having a unification match again. So
another unification?
I'm going with this one. Takeshita's walking out with the title.
All right, there you go. So everyone's going against me on this one. I just think when it comes down to Moxley, it's hard to bet against him. Matthew, you're up. What do you think?
Well, we know Moxley's going to bleed all over the place, but
we know that much. But
yes, for the love of God, please let Takeshita finally get this win, because I don't think he's ever beaten Moxley. They've only had like 5 matches, and I think Moxley's won every one of them. So it's kind of the Sami Zayn thing, but it's long overdue. We've been teasing it for a while. Takeshita needs to win this title, and it needs to lead to not only him versus Okada, but him leaving the Don Callis family circus. And maybe finally, Moxley will take this rumored vacation that he's supposedly been on.
Ain't happening.
Supposed to have taken like 4 years ago, but probably not. We still won't know if he's a heel or a face, but it's been time to pull the trigger on Takeshita, and if they don't do it now, I don't know if they ever will. But yeah, he needs to win, and I mean, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be messy, but yeah, and I think, like Hoofman said, it's going to be a night of Okada teasing him, and then Okada's going to be shocked. Maybe even Okada accidentally helps Takeshita win the title, and that leads to an even bigger shock when Take gets the title win and is holding the belt, and now, we finally build up towards that match that should have happened a long time ago, because he's beaten Omega, he's beaten Ospreay, he needs to beat that trifecta to cement himself as a guy that could actually be the future of AEW in a positive way, because they too need to start looking for younger talent that could actually carry the company, because Omega's getting up there, and even though they say Ospreay's coming back, we don't know how long or if that neck injury is going to have any permanent effects. But I think Take and Fletcher should be the 2 guys carrying this company into the future. I think even more than MJF.
All right, there you go. Thank you for that, Matthew. Dave, anything you would like to add?
I hope that we get an added bonus here when Moxley loses, because he seems to be the only face in a heel faction. Maybe we finally get that too at the end of this if he loses.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like we're not getting Moxley being kicked out of the group. I feel like we're not getting him going on vacation. I don't know, man. Dwayne, anything you would like to add to this? You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm still sticking with my prediction.
Okay, well then we're all set. I'm the odd man out on this one. We're going to move on now to the main event of the show, the Texas Deathmatch for the AEW World Championship. MJF defending against Hangman Adam Page. Texas Deathmatch. If Hangman Page loses this, just like with Cody Rhodes several years ago, he can never challenge for the AEW World title again. Will he go down the Cody route? Now, on Dynamite, they had a little confrontation. There was a press conference, and then it turned into a brawl. And then Page got the best of MJF. MJF ended up fleeing, running away, running through the crowd to get away from Page. Page had the barbed wire board, so it's Page's match. MJF looks like the odds are against him in this match, but people are also wondering, well, is Page really going to never challenge for the world title again? So that does add some intrigue to this one as far as I'm concerned. What do you guys think? Matthew, we'll go to you first on this one. What are your thoughts on this match?
Well, this reminds me of another certain match where we just saw a certain person win a third title that I feel was too soon. But I think, unlike that match, I don't see MJF dropping the title yet. I think it would be too soon to have Hangman win a third time. So yeah, MJF is retaining. But I do find that I think Hangman's going to eventually find a way to weasel his way back into the title picture. Maybe MJF kind of pulls a Drew and keeps poking at Hangman and taunting him, and something happens and Hangman gets that revoked. But I don't see it being a long-term permanent thing like it was for Cody. But yeah, Hangman will not win. MJF will retain, because I think we're going to get MJF versus Ospreay at All In, probably. So yeah, and it would be crazy to put the title back on Hangman now.
Yeah, I mean, that was my initial thought. If they didn't have this stipulation with Page not being able to go for the world title again, I was easily going to pick MJF, but now I'm a little more uncertain. Dwayne, what are your thoughts on this one?
Lord have mercy. This one here could go so many different directions. It is regardless to see where the end game is with this. Man, that segment last night was just god-awful. God-awful. That was the worst press conference I've seen. It was probably almost as bad as Ricky Saints' segment on NXT, but we'll talk about that another time. I don't know which way to go, because I don't really want to see MJF keep his title, but then I don't want to see Hangman win it again as well. So the stipulation going with this, I feel like they're going to do something similar to what was going on with Cody, but other than that, what's he going to do besides challenge Kyle Fletcher for his title next? We don't know. He's got so many other titles he can choose from as well. So, but it just feels like they keep throwing it out there that this is Hangman's match. He's never lost a Texas Deathmatch. So, eventually there's going to be one down the road, and I think this is probably going to be it. As pains me as I hate to say this, MJF's going to find some kind of way to weasel out and keep the title in this match. So I'm going with MJF to retain.
All right, thank you for that. Dave, you're up next. Microphone, your thoughts.
I think Matthew was going the right way with this, because I heard something last night that there may be a loophole for Hangman. Doesn't the Casino Battle Royal winner get a title shot no matter what?
I suppose.
When they have that Battle Royal.
But why couldn't Cody enter a Battle Royal then?
Did they have the Casino Battle Royal back then? I don't remember.
They did. I don't even remember if Cody was eligible, if they said he was not eligible. I'm sure.
Okay, I just heard something last night that I think MJF's definitely winning this, but I heard something last night that he could enter the Casino Battle Royal possibly. But because I do think there's some way that he's going to finagle his way back in there. I don't think that stipulation they're trying to put doubt in people's minds, but he can't take the title off MJ this early either, because he's taking it all in, and hopefully Ospreay will be back by then to face him. But definitely MJF is going to win tomorrow, this weekend.
Thank you for that, Dave. It sounds like you're out by the ocean, that wind. Dwayne, did you want to add something?
Just a quick question, not that it probably matters. Does anybody know what Hangman's contract status is right now? Is he in contract season right now or anything?
I don't think so.
They put
I
a
think
stipulation like that on him.
I think he's under contract for a while.
Okay, because I don't understand if he lost that match, why would they put him in type of a match where a title shot opportunity is on the line? So I mean, that's just my opinion right there. I don't think Tony Khan will do that if he's ineligible to challenge for the title.
I mean, that's a good point. It's very interesting. I will say it added a lot of doubt to the idea of MJF retaining. So I'm very, very curious to see how this goes. All right, Uthman, we'll throw it over to you now. Your thoughts on this match?
So to answer Dwayne, where somehow MJF is going to weasel his way out with the belt, well, let's go back to something I said earlier. There's somebody out there who is removing and trying to remove all the roadblocks on his way to the AEW Championship. Now, in a perfect world, he would like to see Hangman win so he could take the belt off of Hangman. But he really hates Hangman. He wouldn't want Hangman to have that glory of the victory. So the way MJF wins is because Swerve Strickland will cause Hangman to lose. And Swerve is salivating at the fact that, if Hangman loses and then I win the title, Hangman can't challenge me because he can't challenge for the AEW Championship ever. So as far as Hangman going back into the title picture, I'm sure they're going to find a way to get him into it. But as far as this Sunday goes, MJF will retain because Swerve Strickland is going to remove a roadblock named Hangman Adam Page out of his way to the title. So there's your answer. There's your out. MJF retains. And we'll probably get Swerve and Hangman one more time, and like maybe with a gimmick on the match or something like that. But that is how MJF retains. MJF, for anybody thinking, no, MJF and Swerve are not in cahoots because like I said, Swerve wants to remove anybody and everybody out of his way to get to the title, and he wants to embarrass Hangman again. And so what better way than to cost him the title? Again, probably someone's thinking, well, wouldn't Swerve be happy to take the title from Hangman? Yes, but this is professional wrestling. We got to think outside the box a little bit. Swerve is removing everybody so he could take the title. And eventually we'll get to see MJF versus Swerve Strickland, a match we haven't seen in a while, or we haven't seen at all, I should say. You'd be like heel versus heel. Yeah, but who cares? It's Swerve Strickland and MJF for the title. But that's how MJF retains the title belt, because Swerve Strickland will cost Hangman not only the title match this Sunday, but apparently with that stipulation forever. For now, I should add. ... For now.
Thank you for that, Oof. I will go with MJF retaining, but I'm really not sure about this one. Now, to answer the question earlier about Hangman, the last report that I found about Page's contract, it was stated that he signed in 2023 around August. This was in August of 2023, and it was believed to have been at least 4 years. And there was a comment about how most top stars in AEW are under contract like 3 to 5 years. So that would make sense right in that timeline. If that's accurate, then he's probably under contract for at least a year, if not longer, closer to 2 years. So I don't think he's going anywhere. But yeah, it's an interesting stipulation. And I do think it adds a lot of intrigue to the match. But I am going to go with MJF to win by hook or by crook. And then that'll set up some future matches. We still got to do MJF versus Omega. They were teasing that. Kenny was attacked and taken out in storyline. He's doing some event, so he was unavailable for Revolution, and they wrote him off TV. They did that angle with Swerve, but you have to think that at some point Omega's going to go for the title. You have a lot of baby faces that can challenge MJF for the championship, including Will Ospreay when he returns. So I think MJF has to retain and stay champion and go through these top names leading up to Ospreay. But we'll see what happens. Should be an interesting one. And that's it. We've covered the matches for Revolution. Let's go ahead and do our plugs. Dwayne, thank you as always for being on. What do you have for us?
Nothing really. Just say thanks again, and it's been a pleasure seeing you guys. It's always a pleasure. As I always say yes to NoDQ.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. And you could always just tell us where to find merchandise. Where do we go?
NoDQ.com/merch.
Thank you for that. All right, Matthew, what do you got for us?
I mean, not much, Yeah, check out NoDQ.com, buy the shirt, buy the merch. Always good to have 3 of the 4 Florida chapter brothers here. We sound like a biker gang or some sort of former military group, but I know 3 of us are going to Backlash here in a couple months. It's sad Dwayne won't get to join us, but hopefully we will get together again soon. And, always a pleasure to hear your guys' opinions. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't disagree. Sometimes we disagree, but it's always an honor. I'm glad to be part of this group and this little, family that we've kind of created of people that love wrestling, good, bad, and otherwise.
Appreciate that, Matthew. We always love having you on. Dave, any final thoughts? Anything to plug? Mike?
I want to echo what Matthew said. I couldn't have said it better. It's great seeing you guys as usual on the predictions. Aaron, I appreciate you having me each and every time I've gotten to be on. And I couldn't think of a nicer bunch of guys to talk some wrestling with, as Uthman would say. And Dwayne, definitely, we're gonna miss having you go with us, but we're definitely gonna find a way for us all to get together and meet up and have some good times. And I hope everybody enjoys the show on Sunday. It's gonna be a good one, and we'll see how our predictions do. And have a great night. And say yes to NoDQ. Buy a shirt. Give thumbs up to the videos for Aaron. And thanks a lot, guys.
All right. And Oof, you're the one with the actual plug, so go ahead.
All right. Like everybody's saying, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, check out my series, Gabbing with Oof. My latest video is all this time till WrestleMania. What is WWE going to do? I have many thoughts. I have many Austin theories as to what they can do, what they shouldn't do. With all this time left between the Chamber and WrestleMania, like, will we fans walk into Mania figuratively going, yay, we're excited, or are we going to walk into WrestleMania going like, get this show on the road? Whatever it is, check out my latest video. Again, always an honor to be with you guys, talking some professional lucha libre. Looking forward to the pay-per-view on Sunday, and we'll be watching you, Aaron. Get your coffee in. I'll send you some Diet Pepsi if you want,
right,
to keep you awake. So by the time the pay-per-view is over at like 4 a.m. Jersey time, 3 a.m. Detroit time, or whatever your central time.
We're the
right?
same. We're the same.
Oh, we're the same.
Time zone,
okay.
buddy.
So at 4 a.m. when you're doing your review, I hope you're going to still be awake Monday morning. But we'll be cheering you on, boss, and we're looking forward to your review of the pay-per-view on Sunday.
I appreciate that. Oof. So stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest, and just enjoy the show for those of you watching Revolution, and I will see you guys this weekend for the recap. Well, it'll be actually the week if we're looking at it technically, Monday morning. So stay tuned for that. Say yes to NoDQ.com, and we will see you all next time.
Breakfast with Aaron on Monday morning.